What if the little things your dog does every day are not random habits at all, but quiet love letters written in body language? That is the emotional core of this article. It argues that many behaviors people dismiss as cute, odd, or ordinary are actually deep signals of trust, affection, loyalty, and emotional connection. A stretch at the door, a long sigh beside your feet, a soft lean against your leg, or the way your dog follows you from room to room may all carry far more meaning than most owners realize. The article invites dog lovers to stop looking only at the surface of canine behavior and start asking a more powerful question: what is my dog trying to tell me? Its answer is moving. Dogs do not only love us in obvious ways. They show it through protection, closeness, eye contact, scent-seeking, gentle touch, and silent companionship. In a flat in Madrid or a family home in Valencia, the message remains the same. Your dog is constantly communicating with you. Once you begin to see those signals for what they are, everyday life with your dog no longer feels ordinary. It feels intimate, intentional, and full of meaning. What if that adorable stretch your dog does the moment you walk through the door is not just a stretch at all, but a full-hearted emotional greeting? That is the beautiful idea at the center of this part of the article. It explains that when your dog drops their front legs, lifts their back end, and wags with excitement as soon as they see you, they are not simply loosening up after a nap. They are giving what canine behavior experts call a play bow, one of the clearest social signals in the dog world. This posture means friendliness, emotional openness, and a strong desire to interact. In other words, your dog is not just acknowledging your return, they are celebrating it. For dog lovers in Spain, whether you are stepping back into a flat in Madrid after work or coming home to a quieter house in Valencia, the emotional meaning is the same. Your dog is saying, "You are here," and that makes this moment better. The article makes an important point. This gesture is not small in the dog's world. It is an invitation to connect. It asks for warmth, attention, and shared joy. Even a brief response, a few kind words, a stroke on the head, a playful touch, tells your dog that the feeling is mutual. The deeper message is deeply moving. Sometimes the purest love is not hidden in dramatic moments, but in the simple way someone lights up when they see you come home. What if your dog understands your emotional state before you have even said a single word? That is the moving idea behind this part of the article. It explains that dogs do not rely on one signal alone when they try to read us. They gather information from everywhere at once. The scent on our skin, the rhythm of our breathing, the tension in our movements, the sound of our voice, and even the speed at which we walk through the home. A dog licking your feet more than usual, following you into the bathroom, or trailing you from room to room may not be acting oddly at all. They may be responding to something they sense has changed inside you. For dog lovers in Spain, this makes everyday moments feel far more meaningful. A dog living in a flat in Madrid or a family home in Valencia may notice sadness before tears appear, anxiety before a word is spoken, or exhaustion before the owner has even admitted it to themselves. That is why so many dogs move closer when we are low, sit quietly beside us when we are overwhelmed, or refuse to leave us alone when something feels wrong. They are not simply being clingy. They are monitoring the emotional weather of the person they love most. The deeper message of this section is beautiful. Dogs do not only share our homes, they tune themselves to our inner world with extraordinary sensitivity. In their own silent way, they are constantly asking the same question: are you okay? What if some of your dog's strangest habits are not clinginess at all, but acts of quiet protection? That is the emotional heart of this part of the article. It explains that many behaviors owners dismiss as odd are actually ways dogs try to guard the people they love most. When your dog follows you into the bathroom and refuses to leave, lies in the doorway, sleeps facing the door, or trails you from room to room, the message is not simply "I want attention." It is often "I am keeping watch." In the canine mind, vulnerable moments matter. A closed bathroom door, a sleeping body, or even your silence on a difficult day can all trigger a protective response. That is why a dog in a flat in Madrid or a family home in Valencia may position itself between you and the room, stay close enough to monitor your movement, or quietly watch the entrance while you rest. The article also shows that even turning their back to you can be part trust and part shared defense, with the dog watching one direction while trusting you to cover the other. The deeper message is deeply touching. Dogs do not only seek comfort from us, Very often, they try to become comfort for us. What looks like a small habit may actually be your dog's silent way of saying, "You matter enough to protect." What if some of the quietest things your dog does are actually the clearest proof that you have earned something extraordinary? Complete trust? That is the beautiful idea behind this part of the article. It explains that many behaviors people barely notice are, in the canine world, profound signs of emotional safety. When a dog turns its back to you, leans its full weight into your leg, sleeps with its belly exposed, or rests near you in a completely vulnerable position, it is not being careless. It is making a statement. In the wild, these are not positions an animal chooses unless it feels secure. A dog that offers you its back or its softest, most unprotected side is saying, without words, "I do not fear you. I believe I am safe with you." The same is true when your dog gently mouths your hand without pressure or holds your gaze with soft, relaxed eyes. These are not random habits. They are acts of trust, tenderness, and deep connection. For dog lovers in Spain, whether in a small flat in Madrid or a family home in Valencia, these moments matter more than they seem. They reveal that your dog does not simply live beside you. Your dog has relaxed into your presence at the deepest level. The article's emotional message is powerful. Love is not only shown through excitement and enthusiasm. Sometimes it appears in the quiet courage of being completely vulnerable next to someone you trust with your whole heart. What if the sock your dog steals is not a stolen object at all, but a substitute for your presence? That is the moving idea behind this part of the article. It explains that when dogs carry off your socks, curl up on your worn clothes, or settle into the exact spot where your scent lingers strongest, they are not simply being mischievous. They are using scent as a form of emotional connection. For dogs, smell is not a small detail. It is one of the deepest ways they understand love, safety, and belonging. Your clothes, shoes, blankets, and favorite chair all carry a version of you that stays behind when you leave. That is why a dog in a flat in Madrid or a home in Valencia may choose your old jumper over the most comfortable dog bed in the house. To them, your scent is not just familiar, it is calming, grounding, and deeply reassuring. The article makes this idea especially touching by showing that these scent-based behaviors are not about destruction, but devotion. A dog that sleeps on your sock or brings you a toy is trying to stay emotionally close, even in your absence. These objects become little bridges between the dog and the person they love most. The deeper message is beautiful. Dogs do not need grand symbols to feel connected. Sometimes a single worn shirt, a shoe by the door, or a toy placed at your feet carries all the closeness they need. In their world, scent is memory, comfort, and home all at once. What if the love your dog feels for you is not hidden in one grand gesture, but scattered across 15 small behaviors you see so often that you no longer notice them? That is the powerful idea behind this part of the article. It brings together 15 different signs, from foot licking, head tilts, deep sighs, and stretching greetings to gift giving, shadow following, leaning, soft mouthing, eye contact, and checking back during walks, to show that canine love is not random. It is a whole emotional language. Each behavior reveals a different layer of the bond. Some signs express comfort, like sleeping close or resting on your scent. Others show trust, like turning their back to you, leaning their weight into you, or making soft eye contact. Some reveal loyalty and protection, such as guarding the bathroom door, blocking entrances, or keeping watch while you rest. And others are pure joy, like the excited stretch when you come home, or the way they check back during a walk as if to say, "We are still together, aren't we?" For dog lovers in Spain, whether in a flat in Madrid or a home in Valencia, this message changes the way everyday life with a dog feels. The article's deeper point is beautiful. Love is not only spoken through wagging tails and obvious excitement. Sometimes it is communicated through quiet rituals repeated every day, until one day you realize your dog has been saying, "I love you," in 15 different ways all along. What if the deepest love your dog feels is not hidden in one dramatic moment, but in a whole silent language you have been living beside every day? That is the deeper truth running through this article. It is not simply a list of charming habits or cute behaviors. It is a portrait of the way dogs communicate emotional connection through dozens of small, easily overlooked signals. A stretch at the door, a slow blink on the sofa, a toy placed at your feet, a body pressed gently against your leg, a quiet check-in during a walk through Madrid or Valencia. All of these moments carry meaning. The article suggests that dogs do not merely like their humans in a simple or shallow way. They build a relationship through loyalty, trust, protection, scent, touch, gaze, and proximity. What makes this idea so moving is that the most honest signals are often the softest ones. Not the loud bark or the wild excitement, but the lean, the watchful nap, the sigh of relief, the way your dog turns to make sure you are still there. These are not random quirks. They are evidence of a bond built slowly and deeply over time. The article's larger message is beautiful and humbling. If we learn to notice the smallest things, we realize our dogs have been expressing devotion all along. Their love is not hidden. It is simply spoken in a language gentle enough that only a patient heart will hear it. The deeper purpose of this article is to help dog lovers recognize that the bond they share with their dog is far richer than most people ever realize. It is not only about understanding a list of sweet or unusual behaviors. It is about learning to see those behaviors as a language of trust, loyalty, protection, and emotional closeness. The article invites readers to notice the quiet ways dogs say, "You matter to me." Whether through a stretching greeting at the door, a soft lean against the leg, a toy placed gently at your feet, or the way they keep watch while you rest. For dog owners in Spain, this message turns ordinary life into something more meaningful. A dog is not simply living beside you in your home in Madrid, Valencia, or anywhere else. Your dog is studying you, responding to you, and building a relationship through scent, posture, proximity, and calm devotion. The real aim of the article is to deepen empathy. Once you understand that these small actions are expressions of love, trust, and belonging, you stop overlooking them, you start valuing them, and when that happens, life with your dog feels less routine and far more like a shared emotional world built on mutual care. The deepest love in life is not always loud. Sometimes it appears in the small, repeated acts of someone who stays close, watches over you, and makes you feel safe without asking for anything in return. If this touched your heart, tell me in the comments. Which sign does your dog show most often, and when did you first realize how much love was hidden inside it? And if you want more heartfelt, meaningful content that helps you understand your dog on a deeper level, subscribe to the channel and join this community of dog lovers.